guys, and welcome back to another video. So as we've just covered the very much fan favourite Sonic the Comic issue 100, which is also one of my absolute favourite issues from Sonic the Comic's run as well, I wanted to show you the original pages from that issue, or at least part 1 from the final victory from issue 100. And that's what these are right in front of you here. These are Richard Elson's hand-drawn and hand-coloured pages from that issue. And I say hand-coloured also, which I want to point out, because if you're familiar with Sonic the Comic's run up to the final victory, which was the Doomsday parts, you will note that although the strips themselves are drawn by Richard Elson, they're not actually coloured by him, they're actually coloured by other artists, one of which is John M. Burns. So yeah, I'm going to show you in detail just how absolutely fantastic and amazing these original artworks look in person here with the camera. And also, if you stay to the end of the video, I'm going to explain to you the type of means that you need to do to protect original artworks if you own any of them. Not specifically just related to Sonic the Comic. If you own any original artworks from comic books themselves, I'm going to explain to you the correct methods to protecting your original artworks. Very much specifically if you have hand-painted original artworks themselves, which is what this type is here. So yeah, we're going to start with this page here, which is obviously page 1, and you can see straight away, if you're familiar, you'll notice that the title would have run here, so you can already see a lot more detail from this panel itself. Also, a couple of things I never really noticed in the comic is you've got like a Vector here at the back here, and I don't think I ever really noticed him when reading Sonic the Comic issue 100. What I will point out straight away is that original artworks are a lot bigger than the scaled down versions that you see in the comics themselves. Let me give you a comparison here. This is Sonic the Comic issue 149, and the size for the comics of Sonic the Comic remained the same from issue 1 to 223, they never went bigger or smaller. And as you can see from comparison here, just how much bigger an original artwork is compared to Sonic the Comic. Unfortunately, I don't have a copy of the Archie Sonic the Hedgehog comic here to show you, because the Archie comics are even smaller than the Fleetway comics. They're like around this sort of size here. They're a lot bigger, but as you can see, yes, original artworks are very big. They can range from size differences depending on what artists use them on, what they prefer, but they will generally be a lot bigger than the comic version themselves. So yeah, this is the original artwork. Now, all but one I've got are covered in the lettering overlay sheet, which is the thin layer of well, it's like a plastic overlay that has the speech bubbles stuck on it. These aren't actually stuck onto the page themselves. You can lift the plastic overlay off underneath, which is what these tape bits are holding it on here. Then we come to this page here. Now, this is without a doubt my favourite page from Sonic the Comic issue 100. As you can clearly see why. You've got the absolutely menacing and evil Supersonic, or as he's also known, Fleetway Supersonic. Now, unfortunately, this is the only page I own from Sonic the Comic issue 100's original artworks that doesn't actually have the lettering overlay sheet, which you can see, because there is a speech bubble here that's next to him saying that he's going to destroy and have his revenge. But there wasn't very much text bubbles on this page, so it doesn't really matter that much. You can see just how much vibrant Supersonic looks on the original artwork. You can just see how amazing the yellows, reds and orange are that Richard coloured on him. It's absolutely fantastic. And this is, without a doubt, I would say the most iconic image, or most recognisable image you will see of Fleetway Supersonic. I mean, I literally just googled the character's name in, and this was the very first picture that come up on Google Images. If you put it in, this will usually be the very first image that pops up. And now we come to this page, when we zoom in on the floating island. Now, a couple of interesting facts about this page is, this was Richard Elson's only time drawing Dr. Zachary that appeared in actually Sonic the Comic, which is this one right here, this quite far away back shot. Now, Richard actually did originally design this character because he was meant to do the artwork for the Homecoming arc in Sonic the Comic, but things changed around and Nigel ended up doing him. But yeah, there he is. And I also believe this is the first time Richard Elson's Knuckles appears in Sonic the Comic from way back from the Total Chaotix arc, just after the Death Egg. I'm pretty sure it is, correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm almost certain this is the first time Richard's Knuckles appears again. Really awesome expression there on Robotnik, absolutely sort of detesting what Knuckles is saying to him there. Brilliant expression. And of course we've got Supersonic here, zooming down to the Metropolis Sea. And another interesting fact about this page is, this was the only page that Richard Elson ever only drew Vermin the Cyberneck. These 3 appearances here are the only 3 times he ever drew Vermin the Cyberneck for Sonic the Comic. So it's very interesting, this issue. You've got like a sort of one-off character appearance drawings by Richard Elson, such as Dr. Zachary and Vermin the Cyberneck. And of course Supersonic makes his dramatic appearance. If you are very much a fan of Supersonic, you will very much love this page, as he's complete and utter carnage and destruction from his eye beams, until the moment he realised that his power is leaving his body. Another thing I never really noticed here in the actual comic is you can actually see the Omni viewer's face here. Never really noticed that in the comic. As I'd already said with the Fleetway Supersonic pitch you've just seen, these are so much more vibrant and colourful in person. I mean, you can probably tell by looking at it through the camera that I'm recording here, but just in person, when these are obviously scanned in on a computer and then put in the comic, although they still look absolutely fantastic, it's so much more vibrant in person, the colours. And there would only be about another 25 more issues after this until Sonic the Comic would go into Photoshop colouring, which Richard did continue to use original backboards like this he drew, but they were all non-coloured. It was just black overlines, and they would be coloured on a computer. For instance, Sonic the Comic issue 149, this is all coloured via Photoshop because it's a newest strip, and the reprint issue at the back, which is the Sonic the Hedgehog 3 and Knuckles game adaptation. Although this is a reprint issue, when this one was done, this originally, which I think was around, I'm trying to think now, is around the 30s. This is hand painted by Richard Elson. But yeah, that is the original artwork. There's nothing on the back, and as obviously I can't explain just how amazing these are himself, and I'm absolutely truly lucky to even own these amazing pieces of artwork. But yes, now I want to explain to you what you need to get if you have original artworks, or if you plan to get original artworks. And that is the type of sleeve that you want to pick up. Now you may think this is just a simple thing that you can just go into a shop and pick up any old sleeve, and you can go into most stationery shops and pick up portfolio sleeves, but you want to be very specific about which ones you want to pick up. First of all, you're going to need A2 size. That is what these are. These are A2 size sleeves, and you can see they're obviously a bit bigger than the actual original artworks themselves, which are more like A3 size. But if you get an A3 size sleeve, it's probably not going to fit in there, or you're going to really have to squeeze it in there to fit the page in there itself, and that could result in damaging the artwork itself. So you're going to want to get A2 sleeve. I mean, if you could always, if you wanted to, you could always just cut these bits off at the top of the original artworks if you're short on space. The next step is the most important of all, and that's which type of sleeve you want to get. Now, you want to get a micron clear portfolio sleeve, and I'm going to explain to you what a micron clear for portfolio sleeves. They're very much sturdy and stronger types of portfolio sleeves, and they have kind of like, I'll describe, a matte finish to the feel of them. If you're not entirely sure what you're looking for, you want to look at the portfolio sleeves that kind of have like an orange skin feel to them. So think of like what an orange looks like, and it's got kind of got like ridges to it. Like you could feel it's not entirely smooth. That is the type of artwork you want to get to keep these in the best condition you can possible. The type of artwork, portfolio sleeve you don't want to get is flat ones, flat smooth ones, which are like this, for example. At first glance this might look pretty similar, but this has a very smooth finish to it, and I'm not entirely sure the material that these ones are used for, but it's kind of like, I did buy these and it did say they were acid free on the description. I've not used these for artworks, but I can tell you from experience, from what I've read, that sometimes when it says it's acid free, that is not enough. And if you're using this type of artwork with a hand painted original artwork such as these, it will bond with that material and it will start to sort of turn to a glue. And if you try to remove the original artwork, when it's gone to that, it will end up ripping the colour straight off. Over time it could end up just completely destroying the original artwork completely. So you are definitely going to make sure you're going to want a micron clear 140, specifically micron clear portfolio sleeve. If anyone's curious to where I buy mine from, I can always tell you in the description. Now, they're not the cheapest form of portfolio sleeves you can get out there, but if you've got an original artwork, and specifically if you've paid a lot of money for an original artwork, why would you want to pay for a cheap portfolio sleeve just that's going to end up eroding and destroying it over time? These are also non-stick type portfolio sleeves. They don't stick. For instance, if I was to lift this up, if this was this portfolio sleeve, for instance, the cheaper one, I would lift this up and this would all be like stuck to the sleeve itself. As you can see, it comes up, it's completely smooth, it's not damaging it, it's protecting it entirely. The specific type for these ones are called textile. So yeah, if you're interested in collecting artworks for any type of comic book for that matter, you're going to want to get these types of portfolio sleeves. But yeah, I think I've rambled on enough about that. Thank you very much for watching this video, guys, and also all my other videos relating to Sonic the Comic media. It's very much appreciated, and I'm truly overwhelmed by how much my channel is continuing to grow. Stay tuned for future Sonic the Comic uploads and videos, as well as much more merchandise videos and reviews. Thank you all, guys, once again, especially for watching this video all the way to the end. Take care of yourselves and see you on the next video.